This test series between England and India will surely go down as one of the greatest ever. We're not done yet. We're moving into the 25th and final day of the series, and we still don't know who's going to come out on top. England need 35 more runs to seal the series 3-1. India, on the other hand, need 4 wickets to rescue a 2-2 draw, and bear in mind one of those 4 is Chris Woakes, who's got his shoulder in a sling at the moment. Joe Root scored what was an emotional 100 yesterday in a game where cricket remembered his mentor and batting coach Graeme Thorpe. He celebrated his century by popping on a Graeme Thorpe headband. It really was an emotional moment. It was a great tribute, I thought, from Joe Root.
Yeah, lovely.
Let's get more on what's an epic test match and cross over to the legendary former England spinner Graeme Swann. Morning, Swanee.
Morning, boys. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing okay, but look, this should be all over by now, shouldn't it? You know, Stuart Broad said last night on the way to the tube at 6:20, everyone was wearing sunglasses, called it a lazy decision to call the game off so soon. I mean, what do you make of it? How do you explain it?
Well, I played with Stuart Broad for years, and I can tell you he would have been the first to have his trainers on, sat in the car driving home. So don't listen to former players who end up in the media. We all moan about everything. Look, cricket is cricket, and everyone loves it because the rules just don't make sense half the time. They've got to have a set of rules that are uniform that you can use anywhere in the world. Yes, the sun did come out at 6:30, but, you know, by that stage, most people have gone home anyway, and it's just one of those things. The game could have finished, but it's set us up for a brilliant morning today. Yeah. So I can't wait. I've not slept that well. You know, I've been up. I was so nervous by the end of play yesterday. We were cruising that game until Harry Brook got out, and then all of a sudden it's, oh my God, India are back in this. So it's going to be a great morning.
And Chris Woakes, Graeme, is going to expect a few lively ones come flying at him, I should imagine, early on.
Yeah, he will. You know, Chris Woakes is genuinely one of the nicest human beings in the world as well. So anyone who picks on him this morning can come and see me in the car park afterwards. I don't think I'd be very tasty and handy, to be honest. But yeah, he's going to get a bit. One of the great things about this series has been, you know, the two teams, there is a bit of niggle. There are 1 or 2 spiky characters on both teams. But that adds to it. That adds to the entertainment factor. We live in a very watered down, boring time, don't we? Let's face it, sports-wise. And when you've got footballers diving on the floor and rolling round, and you know, it's pathetic. But cricketers are hard men, you know, hard men playing hard games.
So look, you know, it was in some respects disappointing it didn't finish last night, but it didn't. So that's that. Who does that break? Who does the fact that the game didn't finish last night, does it favour? Indians bowlers, they'll be rested this morning, but they had all the momentum last night.
Yeah, they were like a steam train by the end. I think it was a very good thing for England that game finished. It was dark, the floodlights were on, it was wet, the ball was moving all over the place. The new batsmen coming in after Root and Brook were finding it almost impossible to lay bat on it. It wasn't looking good. It was ominous for England last night. Having slept on it overnight, yes, the bowlers will be fresh, but it always takes a little bit of time to get into play in the morning. Unless they get a wicket within the first 2 or 3 overs, you'd think that England should be able to see this one out. However, an early wicket, and this is a nipper, this is a real, you know, there'll be a lot of nervous people in the dressing room. And like you say, Woakesy only been able to bat with one hand, makes it, we're almost 7 down already.
Yeah. How aggressive will they be with the way that they field the Indian team this morning, Graeme? What do you think?
Well, they have to be, really. They have to be all out. They have to go out there. You know, it's the last morning of the Test series, and they've lost the series unless they go out there and draw it somehow. So there's a lot of pride going. I know that the Indian team, who are, let's face it, one of the world's best at the moment, and I get a lot of grief. I got a lot of grief at the start of this series saying that England were favourites. And they should use it as a good warm-up for the Ashes. I stand by that. England versus Australia will always be bigger to an English player than an India series, but this is very, very close to it now. This has been one of the best series in recent memory. It's been great.
Oh, it's been gripping. I mean, you just can't take your eyes away from it. I thought yesterday, obviously, Joe Root, that was a lovely tribute to Graeme Thorpe. But Harry Brook, the way he plays cricket, and not just his batting, by the way, I just love the fact he plays the game with a smile on his face at all times.
He does, yeah. I mean, he plays like, you know, when you're a kid growing up and every coach says, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like he never listened to any coach. He says, why can't I do this? Why can't I be different? Why can't I play these shots? Be ultra aggressive. And, he turned the game yesterday. I mean, Joe Root is always going to be solid at one end, be the anchor. But we need a player. When you're chasing a big total like 380-odd, you need someone to take the ball by the horns and be aggressive. Getting 100 off 90-odd balls, and in the manner that he did it, it's just a shame he got out. I think his bat went further than the ball.
Yeah,
nearly wiped out one of the Indian fielders.
And Graeme, who would you have as the kind of player of the series from both teams? If you could single one out, who do you think has been the outstanding player?
Well, you can't look past Joe Root. Obviously, he's just brilliant. He's monotonous, but I would say the character, the pantomime villain for me, and who's been brilliant, is Siraj. I love the way he's
Jeff
played.
Just said that, to be fair.
Thing. I mean, we love it, don't we? We love, like Mitchell Johnson when he played for the Aussies. Everyone got stuck into him. Jurgen Klinsmann for the German football team. Everyone hates like the opposition best player, and Siraj has just been. He's played up to the crowd. He's very sort of, very energetic. He's always got a face on. I've really enjoyed him. And to top it all off, he's a really good bowler as well.
He has been a pantomime villain, and I absolutely love him. And I love the fact that he gives 100% absolutely all the time. I mean, it's interesting. There's been so much backchat between the two sides during the course of the series, Swanee. But how do they get on, generally speaking? When they go off the pitch, do they all get on together?
Well, I don't really know these days. There was always, at the end of a series, traditionally you go into the opposition's changing room. That doesn't happen with every team. It always happened with Australia and with the Kiwis. Well, the Kiwis virtually in the England changing room every day because we've got so many of the coaching staff. But it was always the way that you'd have a drink with the opposition, but not so much. I mean, a lot of the Indian lads don't drink anyway and don't really socialise. There's the language barrier for some people. So I'm not too sure whether all this is, just for the cameras, or there is a little bit of actual niggle going on. But I think it's best left that way, to be honest. If we don't know, then it's better, really, isn't it?
Yeah. The crowds, by the way, as well. The crowds have been great as well.
Yeah.
Haven't they? Because obviously massive Indian contingent too. So the atmospheres have just been fun. Honestly, Swanee, one of the best test series, I mean, I'm 70. It's one of the best test series I can ever remember. It's been brilliant.
Absolutely. And as a player as well, you want to play in these series. You want to play in series that people remember. And you look back, like 1981, you had the Ashes that was Ian Botham's. 2005, the Ashes that sort of brought it all back to life. I'm going to say 2010 in Australia just because I was playing in that one. But this one is well up there. It's been a superb series. And whichever way it goes today, it will be remembered as a brilliant series. And the highlights packages are almost as long as the games themselves.
And what's your gut feeling, Graeme? You think that England will get it done?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got to say that. I mean, I say that, however, I woke up an hour earlier than I normally do thinking about cricket. That I've not done for years, by the way. I'm watching the highlights of the women's golf from yesterday now, just to take my mind off the cricket. So I'm nervous, but I think England will do it.
Brilliant. Swanee, let's hope you're right. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, pal.
Thanks, boys.
And George, one of our producers, has just sent me a little photograph of the conditions outside, and it looks like there's a little bit of blue sky around, a little bit of cloud as well, but it looks okay.
Great.
Looks okay.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.